What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today for a pickups video. That's right, some of this stuff has been sitting around for quite a while, probably since the first of the year, very end of December. Accumulated this stuff over the last couple weeks. All of it was either IG deals or eBay pickups, and a little mix of everything. We got some Cavs stuff, a PC thing, a couple cool cards. You'll notice a theme here. These are, I think actually, now that I think about it, I didn't realize this at the time. Yeah, these are all on-card autos. I kind of talked about this in the look ahead to 2023 video. I think I'm really going to focus on a lot of, I don't want to say lower end, but like sub $100 on-card autos for stuff like things that, you know, you pick up for 40, 50 bucks that if you want to, and the other thing here I should mention too is that everything in this video, outside the PC pickup, like our cards, they're dual purpose, which is kind of another thing that I want to be very cognizant of this year. If I end up getting, I don't want to say, I guess stuck with them is the best term for it. You know, if I end up just holding them, I'm going to be okay with that because they're cards that I kind of want. Like, they're cool cards. Like, I wouldn't mind having them in the collection, having them in the case, carrying them around, holding on to them for a while. I'd be perfectly fine with that. Versus just chasing the next hot thing, if that makes sense. But, you know, most of the cards here, I would also be fine letting go. Outside the one, which once again, there is like one kind of pure PC pickup here that I probably wouldn't let go, and it's not a high dollar card. But that's kind of where my headspace is at. You know, go after kind of dual purpose things as much as possible, and go after things that I'm interested in, obviously, and that, you know, if I end up holding on to them, it's not going to be the end of the world. So with that little preamble, let's just go ahead and kind of work through these really quickly here. There's not a ton. First up, this is the PC one, and I actually picked this up. I was scrolling IG one night, and Sasha T posted a bunch of 90s baseball autos. And I was flipping through them, and he had a Frank Thomas, which I was actually would have tried to make a combo deal, but that one sold before I saw it. But he had this one, and there's not, I mean, there's a lot, but there's not a lot of really nice. And his auto's a little sketchy sometimes, like, as in not great. And that's little Manny Ramirez action. This is SP Signature Edition. Great looking card. I love Manny autos in an Indians uniform. You see a lot of stuff with him in Boston uniforms. Here's the back. This is from, I think, 99, maybe? Does it say on the back? I thought this was 1999. But cool looking card. Pretty good auto for Manny. And this is my second Manny auto card. I have another one laying around here somewhere. Where did it go? Don't remember. Oh, here it is. Sitting off to the side here. So this is my second Manny auto card. This is the one that I picked up last year. Once again, a little bit of a different style on that, on the auto on this one. I like this card a lot too, just because of the image. But the auto, I think, is a lot better on this one. And anything with the old SP is a nice little hit in the feels. So that's the first one that I picked up. Like I said, this was PC. This was like 60 bucks shipped, I think. 50, 60 bucks shipped. And you don't see this one pop up too terribly often. Next up, this was a Facebook deal. Guy posted a lot of cards, and I was really only interested in one. And I said, hey, if you decide you want to split them up, let me know. And he said, okay. And then he messaged back and said, cool. So this was 55 shipped. And I guess the other theme here, at least for the first part of this, is 90s baseball. Because my second one, another childhood favorite, I've talked about this player a lot before on the channel, and I really like his kid too. That is Vlad Guerrero Senior, not Junior. A little on-card auto here. The big thing that stood out to me about this one is I've wanted a Vlad Guerrero auto for a while, and a lot of his autos, if you notice him and his kid both, juniors, their autos suck. They're very streaky. Sometimes the whole name's not on there, or not. I shouldn't say not on there, but like they're just very, very streaky autos. They are not good autos, and Vlad Junior's is actually a little bit worse. But Senior has some of those tendencies. I shouldn't say Senior because I think his dad was a player too. But Vladimir Guerrero's autos are like that on occasion as well. So what drew me to this one was the fact that it's actually pretty decent. It's not perfect. I don't think this would 10 in the grand scheme of things, especially with that little loop right there. I could see them dinging me on that. But generally speaking, from an eye appeals perspective, it actually looks pretty decent. I got to get this one in a mag. I ran out of 75-point mags, so I have some of those coming in the mail. Museum collection, you know, one of the nicer Topps sets. I don't even remember what year this was from, but I just saw it was a Vlad on-card auto for like $55, and I wanted to snag it. And once again, an auto with him with kind of a relatively clean auto for the most part was appealing. Next one. This is from the new 2022 Topps Chrome Black that just came out. Dakota and Filmington sent me down kind of a rabbit hole on this set, so I was looking at a bunch of cards from it, and this one just kind of popped up, ending an auction, and I'm like, that's just a cool looking card, man. It's just a cool looking card. And stuff like this is exactly what I talked about in that video of stuff that I want to target for this year, is just, you know, find cool looking cards. Find cards that have great eye appeal, that look good, that have players that have decent collector bases behind them. And this is also a player I really liked watching as a kid. If you grew up in the late 80s, I mean, you had posters all over your wall of this guy and his teammates, and I've talked about him before. That's the late 80s A's. McGuire, Canseco, Henderson, you know, we all had those posters if you grew up in that era. And the card in question is this Jose Canseco Topps Chrome Black, the green parallel to 99 on-card auto. So, once again, anyone that's watched the channel for a long time knows I'm a sucker for a good color match. Jose Canseco, look at those arms. Look at that. Look at that guy's arms. Wonder how that happened. But yeah, not a huge card. I think I picked this up for $40, and I honestly have no idea what a Canseco auto on card usually goes for. But I know he's very popular, and I know this card has tremendous eye appeal, in my opinion. Just a great looking card with that green, nice, big, bold, clean auto. Not a super high value card, nothing crazy. But to me, in this new world that we are in, I think this is the stuff that potentially has some legs. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong on this, but really like this card. Once again, if I get stuck holding this, cool, no problem. If someone came along and offered me a decent amount for a flip, sure. Would I move it? Absolutely. So really trying to chase dual purpose cards as much as possible. So that's that one. Next two, same player, both Cleveland Cavaliers. Kind of the same thing that we've been talking about here. I actually feel like I got a pretty good deal on one of these. The first one that we'll go over, this is the newly released Contenders Optic. Little Evan Mobley, little hollow action. This one's non-numbered. I will warn you, because I've noticed this looking at a bunch of these. If you're chasing, and maybe this is just a Mobley thing, but just in general, I've noticed a lot of Evan Mobley autos on Contenders Optic don't look good. Like, I don't know if it was the pen that he was using or just the way he was signing them or what, but a lot of them have issues on the auto. This was one that you can kind of see a little bit on there. How it's a little weird right there at the end of the E. I've seen some where it's like the whole loop in the E looks like that. So this probably wasn't 10 auto, but that's fine. Once again, the eye appeal is fine on it. I don't need like a perfect 10 auto, but I want the eye appeal to be good. This actually, I bought this raw on eBay. This actually looks like it's in pretty decent shape. This is probably an outside shot at a 10. It's most likely a 9. But I'm going to send it in. I just got to get together kind of a submission at that level and get it off in the mail. But this will probably be going to PSA most likely. Once again, I think this has an outside shot at a PSA 10, actually. But anyone that's like watch channel knows I really, really like Evan Mobley. He's not breaking out this season from an offensive perspective, I think like people were hoping for. But he's a really good NBA player, and I think he's going to be really, really impactful for a long time. And if the offense ever does develop, look out. Like, really look out. His stuff could go crazy. And last but not least is another Mobley card. And I just feel like I got a really good deal on this one. This was also on an eBay auction. This is the regular contenders. So the paper version. This is a playoff ticket. It's numbered to 99. Oh, I should say, I got this one for $200. So this one was 200, Contenders Optic. Going to go for a little bit more because it's shiny. But I got this playoff ticket in a BGS 9. These are tough grades. Playoff tickets, or Contenders paper in general, are really, really tough grades. They have a lot of, you can see like that corner up there has got a little chipping issues. The edges on these are always rough. Surface is rough, corners are rough. These are really, really bad. And that little dot right there, that's on the inner sleeve of the Beckett. It's not on the actual card. You can see it there. So that's on the inner sleeve. But pick this up at auction. Once again, number to 99, 10 auto, BGS 9. We got 9.5, 9.5 on centering, and edges, and 9 on corners and surface. Surface is tough to tell on a Beckett slab. Because of the inner sleeve. It's nice that it protects the card, but it does cause some issues with, sometimes they get scuffed up or get nicked up. You can see there's, once again, that's on the actual inner sleeve. When you turn the card sideways like that, you can see it's not on the actual card, but it makes it really tough to judge surface in the slab. But I can see why this got a 9 corner with that little, that's pretty white in that back corner there. But I picked this up for $150. Seemed like a pretty good deal to me. Once again, I like Mobley. And I have seen Raws sell around that price to slightly more than what I got this for in a BGS 910 slab. Sure. Okay. You know, an out of 99 Contenders on card for $150 already slabbed up. Okay, all day long. And once again, a 9 in Contenders is pretty good because those grades are pretty rough. So the Ramirez, that one's going to go into the PC. The Vlad Museum Collection and the Canseco are going to go, I got to get this magged up, but these will probably go, you know, into the Pelican case to carry around with me, potentially. And then this one, I'm probably going to hold on to for a while. I think Mobley has a lot of legs long term, and I'm willing to roll the dice on him. So I'll probably actually stash this one away a little bit, and then I think this one's going to go off for grading. This one I think does have a shot to 10. It's most likely a 9. It is a little off centered left to right, but I've seen 10s with, you know, pull off that centering. But even in a 9, I would rather, you know, pay the $40 or whatever it is, $30 to get it slabbed up in a PSA 9 just to remove any conversation from it in regards to condition, surface, all that stuff. So that's going off the PSA most likely. That's going to marinate for a little bit. That's going in the PC. And then these two are most likely heading into the Pelican case. So that's where we're at. All on-card autos, a little mix here. We got a little basketball and a bunch of late 80s, early 90s baseball. So that's all I have for you, boys and girls. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.